class, you remember this week we've been talking about subjects and verbs, and today we're going to expand on that and focus on two different types of sentences, a simple sentence and a compound sentence. So before we do that, I want to make sure that we're all able to write and label subjects and verbs. Now, if you remember, we had a discussion board activity that we started last week where you were instructed to label the subjects and verbs in the discussion board activity. Most of you already did that. I hope that you went back to check the answers, okay, so that you can know if you got it correct or not. So this morning, I just want to take a few minutes and answer any questions you have still about how to find a subject and how to find a conjugated verb. All right, so let's start with number one. This is Sammy's sentence. She wrote, "I want to play the guitar." Okay, this is a really good sentence, Sammy. The only thing we're missing is a period at the end. To be a complete sentence, we have to have that's a really bad period there because it's up, but you have to have a capital letter at the beginning of the sentence and you have to have a period at the end. Okay, that makes it one sentence. So we're missing that period, but we have a subject and we have the conjugated verb want. That is correct. Okay, so Sammy, can you tell me why you did not line to play? Why is to play not a conjugated verb?
Because it have a tense. And
it doesn't have a tense, okay?
And to play, it's phase verb.
A base form verb. Yeah, good. Yep, that is good. So you got this one correct. Want is the conjugated verb. To play is not the conjugated verb, okay? To play is what we call an infinitive. It has to and a base form verb, but it's not conjugated because play is not going to change even if we change the subject. Okay, if I change my subject to she, then I'm going to change want to wants with the S, right? But I'm not going to change to play. This infinitive will not change. So that's why we know that want is conjugated, to play is not conjugated. Okay? If anybody has a question about this, turn on your mic, ask me your question, or you can type in the chat box. Okay? This will be important because you guys are going to start writing sentences actually this week. Tomorrow there's a writing assignment that's due. You're supposed to email me a couple of sentences that you write, okay? So I want to make sure you can find subjects and verbs. All right, let's go to number two. Good morning, by the way, Alan. I saw you you joined us there. We're just doing the warm-up here. So,
okay.
Yeah, number two, we need to warm up 10 minutes before doing exercise. Okay, so this is Lucia's sentence. This is Lucia's sentence. Okay, so Lucia, tell us about your sentence. Okay, you chose we as a subject. And then the verb, you way over here, doing exercise. So does that mean that in this sentence we are doing exercise? Doing exercise is what the subject is doing?
Yes, teacher.
Okay, all of this in the middle. What is all this? Of the verb or part of the subject?
It's a part of the subject.
You think it's part of the subject?
Yeah.
Okay, so
Oh,
remember, to find the subject, we have to have the conjugated verb. Doing is not a conjugated verb. Okay, and it's a good try you made here. Let me show you why. Doing is not conjugated because we do not have the be verb. If it's conjugated, we would say are doing or is doing. Those would be conjugated verbs.
oh yes.
So you would have
Yes.
to, if this is conjugated, we would have to have we and then are doing exercise. We are doing exercise. That would be this sentence.
Okay.
Okay. So that's a good try.
Okay, teacher.
It's a good try. You find that looks like a verb, but it's actually not conjugated. So let's go back over here. What about need? Need is going to be the conjugated verb.
Okay. Okay.
Okay. And a lot of times the subject and the verb are close together. Sometimes they're not right next to each other. In this sentence, they are very close to each other. Okay. How do we know that this is the verb? Because it is that the subject is that does or we're talking about. So we can ask a question, who needs to warm up 10 minutes before doing exercise? The answer is we. Who needs to warm up? That, you remember our question that we asked?
Yes.
So who needs to warm up 10 minutes before doing exercise? The answer is we. We do. So that's how we know that now we have the correct subject, we, and the correct verb, because the verb will also go right here in the question.
Okay.
Okay, so that one was kind of tricky, but I'm glad you made that little mistake because then we can all learn together. Okay.
Okay.
So
Thank you.
you still have a question about this one, or do you understand now?
Yes, it's clear now.
Okay. Okay, great. And remember what I say in my class. Yeah, you're welcome. Remember what I say in my class, right? Mistakes are good. I want you to make lots of mistakes because when you make mistakes, it gives you an opportunity to learn. Okay, and everybody else can also learn with you. So let's go to number 3. This is Gerardo's sentence. And I see you changed this to capital L, which is good. Good correction there. We need a capital at the beginning. We need a period at the end. And you have a plural subject here, lakes. Okay, so we conjugate the verb correctly. Yeah, good job. This one is correct.
I have a question about my sentence, teacher.
Yes.
So if I say lakes are beautiful and large, do I need to put S in this large like, or is correct like large?
Okay, that's a good question. I'm writing your answer here on the screen. When we have an adjective, beautiful, large, tall, short, old, young, any of these words that are describing a person or a place or a thing. So these two words here are describing the lakes. These are adjectives, beautiful, large. Those are adjectives. When we have adjectives, we do not make them plural.
Okay.
We never have an S on beautiful. We never have an S on large. And I'm glad you asked that question, Gerardo, because we have a lot of Spanish speakers here in our class. And for Spanish, you do add an S on
Exactly.
the adjective, right? Right. So in English, that's the difference there. We're not going to put S on adjectives in English. Another difference in the language you probably already noticed is that we put adjectives before the noun, or we can put them after the be verb. So I can say beautiful lakes, or I can say the lakes are beautiful.
Okay.
But we do not say the lakes are.
Okay.
We cannot put this little adjective right after lakes. We cannot do that. So that's another difference between Spanish and English. Yeah, so good question.
Thank you, teacher.
Okay, if anybody else has a question about these and how to identify the subject and conjugated verb, then go ahead and let me know before we check our homework.
No for me.
Okay. Okay, then let's go ahead and get in our books. We're going to open to page 139 in your book. Page 139. Okay, and I'm going to clear this screen, and then we can use this screen if we have questions. I can type some things up here if I need to, okay? So clearing the screen. And page 139, practice 4. Practice 4 at the bottom of the page. So let's go over these answers together. Number 1, let's see, I'm going to go ahead and let's see. Isabel, do you have the answer to number 1? Where it says, in the past, Neanderthals may have had a musical tradition.
I don't have my book, Miss.
Okay. All right, no problem. Okay, so let's do, what about Sammy, do you have number 1? Where's the prepositional phrase?
Yes, is in the past is professional phrase.
Prepositional.
Professional. Okay.
That is the wrong word.
Yes. And the simple subject is Neanderthals.
Neanderthals, that's correct. Okay, so I'll write a couple of them. You can check, write your answers or just take a picture of this. And so when you get your book, you can check your answers. But yes, we have this prepositional phrase is in the past. And the simple subject is Neanderthals. Now, Neanderthals are really, really old people. Like the people who, like the first humans is what they say about that. Okay. So let's go to number 2. And Alan, can you tell us what you put for number 2? Do you have number 2, Alan? I don't know where Alan went. Okay. Gerardo, do you have number 2? Oh, good. You raised your hand. What's number 2?
Is the prepositional phrase is in 1996.
Yes.
The simple subject, I think, is archaeologist.
These are hard words that I put on here. Yes,
Oh,
it
you
is
are
39. Okay, archaeologist is describing the person. So we're going to actually go back to Ivan Turk.
no.
Ivan Turk. That's the actual name. That would be the simple subject.
Okay.
Okay. So we have in 96 as the prepositional phrase and Ivan Turk as the simple subject. Okay, and Gerardo, I have another question for you. What is a prepositional phrase? Like, what is the definition of it?
Oh,
You remember?
okay. The book says like it's a word that links nouns and pronouns phrases. I think so.
Okay. And so, what are the two parts of a preposition? The two parts.
I think it's linking. No.
That's a linking verb.
No, I'm not sure, teacher. I'm sorry.
Oh, okay, no problem. Look at the top of page 139, and you see that blue box, common prepositions. So when we have a prepositional phrase, we're going to always start with a preposition. So it will always start with one of these words, and then we have an object, or what we call an object noun after that. So if you look in the middle of page 139, it says preposition plus object. Like in the morning, over the rainbow, some friends. So those are prepositional phrases because we have a preposition and then we also have a noun, an object noun. Okay, that's what creates the prepositional phrase.
Okay, so the two parts is a phrase and the other one is prepositional phrase. That is what you're saying?
What you mean by, okay, the two parts of a prepositional phrase are the preposition and an object.
No, okay.
So the two, I'll put it up here on the screen. The two parts of a preposition are preposition word like in or at, and what we call an object noun. It will always be, there will be a person, place, or thing. Like morning, rainbow, friends, those are the object nouns. Okay, so the two parts of a, oops, I meant to say two parts of a prepositional phrase. It's two parts, I messed this up, guys, hold on. I'm used to using my my whiteboard where I can erase and draw things, which I'm thinking about getting a whiteboard and using that instead of this. Okay, here we go. The two parts of a prepositional phrase is going to be first a preposition and then an object noun. Okay, so number one, preposition is in. The noun, the thing is the past. So prepositional phrase. And number 2, the preposition in. And then we have a year, which is a thing. It's a noun. So together, it's a prepositional phrase. Okay, does that make more sense?
Yes.
Yes,
Anybody
teacher.
Okay, good. Anybody have a question about what a preposition is?
No.
Okay, so let's go back to number 3, and this time I want to ask Lucia. Lucia, can you look at number 3 again? Do you have your book, Lucia? Or have the
Yes,
answers?
teacher, I have my book.
Okay, good. Can you tell me the other prepositional phrases in number 3?
Number 3 is
Yeah, because we have some more. I already put one here, over 50,000 years ago. That's a prepositional phrase. But number 3, we also have 2 more. Let's see if you can find them.
oh, we have more. We have more subject in this sentence.
No,
Or I don't know.
the subject is flute.
Yes, yeah. The
Okay.
flute.
But what we're looking for is some more prepositional phrases. So remember, we're looking for prepositions like of, from, in,
Oh,
at,
from the
and then
from
we're
the
looking for the
type.
noun after it. Okay, go ahead.
Yes, another is from the type of a cave bear. This is another one.
Okay, so we have from the
From
thigh.
and off. Yes.
From the thigh, and thigh is that top part of the leg. Okay, so thigh is the object noun. Okay, so that one prepositional phrase right there. Now, Lucia, do you see another one?
Yes. The another one is of a cave. Of a cave.
Okay, is it a cave or is it a cave bear that I'm talking
A
about?
cave bear. Yeah, complete, teacher. It's of a cave bear.
Yeah, of a cave bear. So we're talking about the bear, the thigh of the bear. Yeah, so right there is another prepositional phrase. So I wanted you to see, class, in number 3, you can see there can be many prepositional phrases. There can be 2, 3, 4, 5, or more prepositional phrases in one sentence. Okay, that is possible in English. And also, do you see that these 2 prepositional phrases are after the verb? And that is also okay. You can put prepositional phrases before the verbs, after the verbs. They can be beginning of a sentence or the end of a sentence. Okay? So that's good. Let's see. Alan, are you there? I wanted to ask Alan a question. I'm not sure if he's there. If you can hear me, Alan, turn on your microphone. Maybe he got a phone call and he stepped away. Okay. So everybody's answered 1. So why don't we go to number 4. Number 4 on page 140. Okay, I'm going to go a little faster through these, okay? So the prepositional phrase in number 4 is with 4 nearly perfect wholes. So put parentheses around that. With 4 nearly perfect wholes. And by the way, class, parentheses. If you know what that is, it's this little, it looks like a moon shape. That's called a parenthesis, okay? These are parentheses. So we have with 4 nearly perfect holes, and then another prepositional phrase would be in a row, and then we want to circle the word instrument. Okay, so in number 4, we have 2 prepositional phrases and then 1 simple subject. Number 5, parentheses around in a speech. In a speech. And also of the ancient people. Of the ancient people. It has 2 prepositional phrases. And number 5, we want to circle gel atima. I don't know how to say that name, but the name is the simple subject. Okay, turn your microphone on if you need to, and ask me any questions about number 4 or number 5. Any questions on 4 or 5?
No for me, teacher.
Okay.
No, teacher.
Okay, good. Let's keep going. Number 6, the simple subject is humans. The prepositional phrase with their friends and family. Number 7, the subject is scientists. Circle scientist. Prepositional phrase in other places such as Africa, South America, and China. That's a long prepositional phrase.
It's all together?
Yeah.
Okay.
So number 7 has a long prepositional phrase at the beginning. Now, how do you know that that's a prepositional phrase and it's not the subject? Because do you see the comma?
Uh-huh.
Comma after China. That is a clue to you to show you the prepositional phrase is at the end. That's the end of it.
Okay.
And then the next word is the subject, scientist.
Okay.
Now, this doesn't always happen this way. Number 6, humans is the subject, and that's before the prepositional phrase.
Yeah.
Okay, so we have to be able to recognize where the prepositional phrase starts in order to help us find a subject better, okay? So number 8, we circle people. People is the simple subject. And then the preposition without a common language. Without a common language. And also with musical sounds. Okay, anybody have a question about that?
No, teacher. No, me. I'm sorry.
Not you, okay?
No, teacher, thank you.
Okay, good. And I know some of you to hear, so I wanted to show you my book like this, but I don't know if you can see it. Can you guys see the answers?
Yes.
Is this okay? This might be an easier way of checking your answers. You can take a picture of this. I do not have an electronic of this page, like the answers. I only have it on paper. So take a picture of this, and then I'll go through it really quickly with you because we need to catch up.
Miss, I can see it.
You can't see it? It's too blurry, right?
Yeah.
No.
Okay.
It's in your
Okay, so let's do this. Practice 5. to, number one, you're going to circle children. And that is not, what does it say? Underline the subject, write C for correct. Okay, so we're not going to write C. C, you're supposed to circle the subject. And then if it's correct, if it's correctly, the underlined part is the subject, we just put C for correct. So number one, we need to circle children. Number two, that is correct. So we put C in blank on the right side. Prodigy is the subject. Number three, circle Emily. Circle Emily is the real subject. Concentration is not a subject. So number three, we need to circle Emily. Is everybody with me or are you lost?
Yes, teacher.
Okay. And Alan, are you guys okay? Are you following me?
Yes, teacher.
Oh, Alan's back. Good.
Yeah, I'm back.
Yes, teacher.
Okay,
I'm still
good.
here.
Let me know if I'm going too fast. So we've got number four, circle father and circle mother. Number four, circle father, circle mother. Those are the subjects. Okay, this is a little bit challenging, I know, because you see and you think, oh, that's a person. But do you see the apostrophe S on child's? What does that mean, class? Child's. Does that mean? Yeah, go ahead.
It's a possessive.
Yes.
Yes.
It's possessive. That means something belongs to the child. Children is a plural noun. Children means more than one, but child's does not mean more than one child, okay? So this apostrophe S does not mean that it's plural, okay? This is a possessive word. So when we have a possessive word like this, it's not going to be the subject.
No.
Right, because number four, it's the father and the mother who do not force her. You can ask a question, who does not force her to perform? Who does not force her? It's the mother and the father. So mother, father is the subject. Okay, let's go to number five. We need to circle children. Okay, number five is children. Number six, circle Michael Jackson. And number six is already correct because number seven, days, is the subject. Okay, number eight, circle Jackson. And number nine, circle legend. Okay. What about practice six? Practice six. You can put in some different verbs here. Different verbs for practice six. My suggestion is to do, here's just some suggestions. Number one, you can say thanked the audience. Number two, played. Number three, whistled and clapped. These are just examples. Number four, dashed or went to his dressing room.
Excuse me, teacher.
Yes, go ahead.
Would you use in the board?
On the board, yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, that's a good idea. Thanked. These are just possible answers. You can have different answers, but this is what my book says. If anybody has a answer that you want to check with me, then go ahead and turn on the microphone if you put something different. So this is for practice 6. These are the answers they put there. This is a lot of practice with verbs. It's good practice. Okay, let's go to practice 7. So for practice 7, we can have number 1, underline looks. Number 2, underline is. Okay, I'm looking on page 141 and 142. Okay. Number 3, underline be. Number 4, underline felt. Anybody have questions so far about these verbs? Let me know if you got one of these wrong.
Not me, teacher.
Okay, good. Okay, so number 5, you underline sound. Number 6, we underline is. Number 7, underline appears. Number 8, remains. Okay, we're almost done. We got a couple more. Wow, maybe I shouldn't have given you so many. Okay, practice 8, page 142. Page 142, practice 8. Circle jazz, country, and rock, and underline R. Circle jazz, country, rock, underline R. Number 2, circle jazz, underline grew, became. Okay, let me know if I'm going too fast here. Okay. Number 3, circle song, and underline is. So song is the subject, is the verb. Number 4, circle music, and underline expresses. Number 5, circle Carrie Underwood, and underline sings. And number 6, circle 1950s, underline saw. Number 7, circle Heartbreak Hotel, underline seemed. Okay, any questions about those so far? Number 1 through 7.
Teacher,
Mhm.
would you repeat the number 3?
Yes. Number 3, circle song, and we underline is.
Thank you.
Mhm. Okay, number 8, circle songs, and underline form, F-O-R-M. And I will say, guys, these are kind of hard sentences. These are not simple and short, okay? So I would be happy if you get just half of these correct.
Oh.
because they're really tricky.
Teacher, a question.
Yes.
What did you say in number 8?
Number 8, we circle songs. We underline form. Form. It says, if I had a hammer, and then form.
Okay.
Form is like a word for create.
Yes.
Okay.
Teacher,
Yes.
sorry. In number 7, seemed is not a linking verb.
Yeah, it's a linking verb.
Thank you.
Yep. Okay, good questions. 143. Number 9, hosier, circle. So circle hosier. And underline played, sang. Played, sang. And number 10, circle artists. Underline create, perform. Okay, we're almost done. Let's go to practice 9. So practice 9, we're looking for the complete verb. We underline the complete verb one time. Okay, so when I say one time, I mean it looks like this on the, let me give you a purple. So one time, and then we're going to underline the main verb 2 times. Okay?
Okay.
So the main verb, remember, is the verb that's on the right side. So it's really kind of hard to see in my book. So I'm glad you don't see my book. But I will tell you, so we have underline 1 time and underline 2 times. So we underline 1 time have, in number 1, have, and we underline 2 times achieved, achieved. Okay? So the complete verb is have achieved, but the main verb is just achieved. Okay? If you're confused about that, let me know if you have a question. Okay? Okay, number 2, we underline 1 time will, underline 2 times sing, sing. Yes, go ahead.
A question on number 2. How about begins? Is not a main verb?
No, that word is beings.
Oh, being. Oh, yeah.
When we
Sorry.
say beings is people.
Yes.
If we use being, yes, then we're talking about a verb. Like are being, is being. Okay? Good question.
Thank you, teacher.
All right. Let's go to number 3. Number 3, we need to underline 1 time do and underline 2 times have. Number 4, underline 1 time can and 2 times identify. Number 5, underline 1 time do, and 2 times have. Number 6, 1 time can, 2 times pronounce. Okay, and just let me know if you have a question about one of these. Number 7, underline 1 time may and 2 times depend. Number 8, 1 time has, 2 times discussed. Number 9, 1 time can, 2 times recognize, repeat. Recognize, repeat. That's 2 times. And number 10, we underline should 1 time and use 2 times.
How about teach?
Okay, look in front of teach. Do you see the 2? Yeah, that's our, remember we talked about the infinitive
Yes.
is not a conjugated verb. Yeah, good question, Gerardo.
Thank you.
Okay, anybody else have a question about these practices? And by the way, if you really got stuck and you want to ask more questions with me personally, then you can email me or we can meet during my lab time. We can schedule a time and come back to collaborate and we can talk about more of these if you really have questions, okay? But that's the answers to that. And then the final review, number 1, I want you to circle citizens, and underline 2 times the word hope. Circle citizens and underline hope 2 times. Okay. Number 2, I want you to circle programs. Okay. Circle programs and underline have 1 time and capitalized 2 times. So circle programs have 1 time, capitalized 2 times. Number 3, we underline 2 times. We underline are. And we circle lineups. You remember when we talked about there are or here are? The subject will be after the verb. So the subject is lineups. Number 4, circle children, teens, adults. Underline have watched. That's the complete verb, have watched. Number 5, circle singing. Underline is. Number 6, circle people. Underline do, and then underline sing. Sing is 2 times underlined. Okay, number 7, circle Jamie Orchard, Ryan Wu. Underline 2 times claim. Claim is the verb. Okay. And number 8, we circle singing. And then the verb is may be. May be. Number 9, we circle everybody and we underline should sing. Number 10, circle researcher, underline has published. Has published. Number 11, circle Dr. Jean D. Cohen, underline did expect. Or it's okay with me if you underline did not expect, okay?
1 time, teacher?
Number 9?
Yes, number 12. Oh, number 11. Underline just 1 time did and expect.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, 1 time did, 2 times expect.
Oh, okay.
Teacher, I have a question.
Yes, go ahead.
What about in number 11? What about to have a noticeable?
Noticeable.
Yes.
Okay. Are you thinking about the verb there or what? Why did you?
Is have is a verb?
Yes, have is a verb. It has the to in front of it. So if it's a to have, then it's called an infinitive. It's not conjugated.
Oh, okay.
Okay. You remember
Okay.
when we did, yeah, when we did the practice, the warm up, and I said if it has the to in front, it's an infinitive. It's not conjugated. Okay.
Thank you.
Yeah, good question. Okay, let's do number 12. We circle he and we underline decided 2 times. Number 13, circle group and underline had 2 times. Number 14, we circle men, women, underline felt, had 2 times. 2 times felt, 2 times had. Okay, this number 14 is an example of one sentence, but it has 2 subjects and it has 2 conjugated verbs. Okay, number 15, circle singing, that's a subject. Underline can stimulate and reduce. So can is 1 time, stimulate 2 times, reduce 2 times. Okay, number 16, underline do 1 time, have 2 times. Circle you. You is the subject. And then we have number 17, reasons. Underline are 2 times.
One more time, teacher.
Yeah, circle reasons. Reasons is the subject. And we underline are 2 times. Okay, remember that structure we've got there at the beginning? So that means the subject is after the verb. Okay, and number 18, circle you and underline should worry. Should worry is the complete verb. And number 19, circle you and underline can find. Can find is the verb. So can is the part of the complete verb. Find is the main verb. And number 20, circle singing. Singing is the subject. Underline can 1 time and become 2 times. And don't worry, I'm not going to give you that much homework tonight or today. That was a lot. Okay, guys, do you have any questions about those?
No for me, teacher. Thank you.
Okay. If you got kind of frustrated because you missed a lot of these, my suggestion is to do a little quick study on verbs and what verbs look like. and look at a list of verbs, because I know some of you have maybe not taken a grammar class, and this is hard if you don't have a background with, you know, recognizing what a verb is and what a noun is. So if you missed more than half, I would suggest you look more closely at what nouns are and what verbs are. Okay, I noticed in our discussion board activity, some of you were underlining words that are not nouns and they're not verbs. So they cannot be subject and they cannot be conjugated verb. So that's why I say that. It might help you to do a little bit of research on your own. And if you look at the bottom of page 145, it's also a quick little checklist. These are the key words for this chapter: subjects, verbs, action verbs, linking verbs. This is the foundation, and we're going to be talking about all of these as we continue writing, but I wanted you to just first have an idea about what these are. So you might need to do a little more practice with these. And also your lab assignment is another place you can practice the skills here, the verbs. There's a lot of activities with verbs and subjects. Okay, anybody have a question before we go to the PowerPoint and talk about today's lesson? Any questions?
No, teacher.